the feeling like there's not enough time in the day. There isn't, dude. There really isn't enough time in the day to take care of stuff. So, back on this thing, I just wanted to, I left it the way it was. So, let's bring this up to the front back. Come on, dude. Gotta watch out when you do that, these screws get hot. So this is the piece that snapped. So it's that whole proof of concept or proof in the design. These two pieces right here, I have changed the print. So the concept and the design is exactly the same, but I changed how they were printed. So, and the only way to test things is to throw it back on the RC car and research, development. Like, I mean, I feel like the research and development part is over. Like, I feel like the development part is over, meaning I've developed the pieces and parts that are making this RC great again. Sorry, guy. Listen, it's all right. You can go easy. You don't have to have an aneurysm. RC Guy Garage is making FMS great again. So anyways, whatever. So these are the parts I'm going to go ahead and install right now. So yeah, this one right here, again, there's no need to change this yet. This is not broken and it had a major impact. I actually do have a secondary design for this, and I may go with that based upon just like what's going on in here, because what's going on here is what caused me to make all this stuff. See what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get this thing installed and burn up the rest of this pack, because we didn't really burn much of that pack. I'll put a cell checker on it and check the stuff, but I'm also thinking about if I should incorporate a slot so that the people that want to have like that dust shield can keep it in place. See? I'm always thinking, guy. So doing this is very easy. What I do is, these screws are going to be pre-installed anyway. So they're going to be in there so that you can kind of like pull the screw out. Technically it's like, it's already got cut threads. So I just need to go ahead and install this. And it takes pressure to go ahead and put it in. But it's aligned to the body post. So once you get it down, it threads all the way through. Same thing with the other side. Just kind of press it in place. And one thing that I didn't show you is probably taking a driver to centerize your hole. See how putting the driver through, make sure that you're in perfect alignment. So now that it's in perfect alignment, I can then go ahead and take the driver out. Come on, dude. I just noticed something. I am missing a freaking screw. Look at this. What the hell? That's weird. That don't seem normal. So I'm gonna have to install a screw in there. I was missing a screw. One on that side. So this cross brace was missing a screw right there. All right. There we go. So that's the way that's installed. For now, I'm still just zip tying this. Like I said, because this is still my test piece. The final design is going to be pinned, and it may not be this full brace all the way across, allowing a certain amount of independent kind of flex. That's kind of something that I've created, like I said, dude, when I create parts, like I create sometimes like multiples, like to even explain the absolute waste of time that I went through designing the other Nerf bar adapter. Dude, I totally like design after design after design, and then all of a sudden I was thinking to myself, like, what in the actual hell am I doing here? Why don't I just do this? Whatever, dude. So I'm gonna go ahead and install a couple of zip ties on there. We're still rocking these blocks. These blocks are mint. That's a final. I do believe these are a final so far. These are super strong. So, but I was thinking, is there a way to make it so I can incorporate a slot for the dust cover? Because I know some people might want to run that shield, and nah, not me. I'm good. Jokingly, as I'm like putting this thing back together and really enjoying the way it looks, I'm also realizing, geez, guy, you really like scratched up the body and kind of ruined it. I mean, I didn't, but it's also a testament to the quality of the parts that I made, dude, because the literal top piece held together. And you can see where there was a direct impact with that tree right there to the pin, so much so that it actually ripped the pin out of the mount. So I thought that was kind of cool. I need two hands here. Another thing too, so like designing of parts. So normally what you do is or at least this is the way I do it, you design a part with the cheaper filament. Now I don't deal with PLA. PLA is too weak, I don't know. I still like to keep like certain settings on the printer, heat, temperature, and bed settings and all that stuff. That way when I make these changes, it's not like a massive drastic change. So what I use is as my kind of like throwaway filament, which I kind of, in a way, on a generic design, you probably use PLA, but I just don't. So I put money where my mouth is, and I print with PETG. So because that takes away some of those foolishness, or that takes away some of the foolishness of changing too many settings. So once I print with my PETG on steroids, that stuff, if this PETG fails, the other stuff shouldn't. Now, the infill on my test prints, because yes, it's to create a minimized thing, the infill on my test print I think was only at 30% or something like that. And again, that's just test print. I still kept the outer walls a good thickness, and that's why I tried to do like some of those real zoomed in shots, was to kind of like show you, or show an individual, what the infill looked like. I also stopped a print midway purposely so that I could physically see my changes, because yeah, you can see it on the layer levels as it's printing through your slicer software, but I don't want to see the computer rendition of what the computer says it should look like. You need to do a cross section, and it's kind of like almost cutting it in half by stopping the print. Stopping the print allows you to see in an area where maybe you had an issue, and that's where it also takes time. So like I had to, like, you know, sit my butt down at a certain period of time and wait for the layer lines to get to a certain point to where I could just basically click stop on the machine and then really get a zoomed in whatever, dude. I know all this talk is just BS, but whatever. So, but that's just the way I do things, man. So if you wanted to know, now you do. So, all right. And the other thing that was weird about this truck is, what is the deal with the connection? So that's the other thing that I noticed was it didn't like connect right the last time. Like, that was weird. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on 6S. I didn't check. It should have like half power. So it looks like we're connected. It still goes down the stairs mint. Dude, I love the way it goes down the stairs now. Now you see, I say goes down the stairs now because Originally, when this thing would go down the stairs, the front end would hit the fender, the front fender. It doesn't do that anymore. So that's kind of like a proof in the conceptual design from RC Guy Garage. So, and then I do have the foam on the wheel here, which makes it so that you can do the whole thing. I ain't got no Arsenio Hall thumbs, so this is just the way it works. So we're just gonna blast it back and forth, let it do some rolls and all that garbage, and then maybe take it out to the back. Let's make sure I'm straight here. Am I straight? Yeah, dude. You're the straightest you've ever been. No. So I am noticing, almost looks like I got a front wheel loose. Let me check the front wheel here. Nope, it's not loose. Could be just the tire sitting on the rubber. Can't believe I slammed into that rock, dude. That was horrible. I love the way this thing rolls. Not rolls like rolls. Goes damn straight too. Yeah, there's a good test for it. Get out of there. She's going after the crackers. Get out of there. She's going after the crackers. I take all my old crackers. I take all my old crackers and I'm gonna purposely roll this thing right now. I'm gonna do some purposeful rolling. It's really not recommended, but it'll test the body mounts. So I'm gonna do a, I hate to say this, dude, I'm gonna do a high impact roll right now. Whoa, it didn't want to. It's actually sounding mint. So here's the thing, because the diffs are so wide open, it doesn't allow you to do what the Mojave does. And I know I said Mojave, but because people want to kind of say this is like the bridge in between. Still need to put up the punch. I am 100% purposely rolling this, just so you know. Yeah, and I feel like I'm damaging the body on purpose. This ain't right. And I really feel if I lock up this rear end, it's going to be a lot better on doing exactly that, so it doesn't roll as much. Did have a little bit of body collision, but that's because we had a flying saucer on a locked turn. There's certain things you're not going to get away from. If that rear end was locked up, man, I feel it would be so much better. So maybe if you hit a tree, so dude, maybe if you hit a tree, let's look and see what the pins look like. That's a lot of damn rolls, man. Is it possible the changes that I made could be good See, that's the negative, is that want to and I can't purposely crash into a tree. Now, can I take a hammer to these pieces? I did initially. And that's what's weird, is that when I took a hammer to the original pieces, like not a metal hammer. So what I did is I took a wooden hammer, and it's basically, it's one of my beatdown sticks. So I took that and I whacked the pieces. And did I get any like pieces to come off? Yeah, like the square ends. So when you look at these as made, I was actually able to like deform some of the square edges, and the base, the little circle that's basically this just there to kind of like guide it. And it kind of almost doesn't need to be there, but I felt like visually like it should be there. It's just a way to kind of like guide it down on to the piece. So is this enough testing? It's like it's not. It is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's hard, man. This is where it's hard. So I'm gonna go out to the backyard track, and I really don't want to hurt this thing, but I'm gonna do some jumps and get some body cage impact on the chassis area. Oh, and I didn't put that screw in. I gotta put that screw in the side. Alright, so what I just wanted to do is I just wanted to show how everything's working. I mean, look at how easy it is now just to pull out those pins out of the back. That in itself should sell the product. So, one hand. And then what I've noticed is you let it roll back onto the mud flaps, and with the way that I get the wire set up, it's all set. So, minimal debris in there, really nothing at all. These look fine. Doing what they're supposed to. This is fine. Looking like it's supposed to. These are fine. I know those are going to be fine. I know I don't even have to check this thing. The strap lock. So, I'm going to go ahead and, what did I say I was going to do? Why was I taking this off? Oh yeah, because I got to put that screw, dude. I got to put that screw in there. Look at that. Dude, what the hell? You see what I see? Why is that screw backing out? Look at that. Are these too short? Huh. This screw backed out. So what I need to do is take this driver and see how deep I can go pretty damn deep in there. That's how much I can go. So that's basically how deep I can go. This is what they give you. So you got all that. So I'm gonna put a long ass screw in there. So as a just because, so I did put a screw that was like that long in. So it goes in. It's almost as if it needs just a touch of thread lock. And that's the tough part when it comes to stuff like that, because the plastic itself in a way should have the compression force against the head to not use thread lock, but then possibly because of the way this body chassis twists, that might be the reason why that, I mean, I don't even know, maybe mine didn't have it. I mean, I never noticed. It's not like I was, you know, detailed looking at it, but that passenger side was missing, and all of them were kind of like loose. So I'm gonna go out to the backyard track now and so weird to actually have a camera that records now. If you know, you know. I left the remote on too, and it didn't scream at me this time. hell did I crack this for? Oh my god. Give it a nice little roll. Hey. Alright. So let's see what we got. Bring it out to the backyard track and do some stupid with it. I'm so just not wanting to hurt this thing. Because this is supposed to be driven in sand. Sand is more forgiving than that. Grass is forgiving. But it also still puts amount of torque on the body, so let's just come out here and see what happens. Ah, the zip ties already broke, didn't they? Oh no, one of these broke. So, okay. So it broke and the zip ties broke. Oh no. No, we had total pin separation. So I guess maybe hitting that tree did cause a crack that I didn't notice. Oh my god, dude. No way. Alright. Let's back to the friggin' drawing board. Alright. Well, you see what I got going on with the wire here. Okay. That's new. Alright. But that does allow me to see something. Isn't that interesting? So the infill that I used for this finally broke. You can see the infill pattern. It was actually a pretty good pattern. So, is that broken because it's tied together? I know it's weird to say it like that, but you have to like think about everything. So, where did that other piece go? Wasn't there? Oh no, there wasn't another piece. Alright, that's all done. I think I actually heard it snap. Maybe out there. Okay, friggin' drawing board, dude. Now what I have to do is I have to go back into the original print and see what I had the settings set for. Or can I? I might have to take some pictures and see if I can analyze what's going on here. The back is fine. So I'm just gonna one hand drive it. So this thing is turning out to be a pretty good team, not one pack. Because SKYRC has his hands on it. Trying to modify stuff. SKYRC's hands are nothing but team, not one pack. There's no body pins holding it together. I didn't even bother putting in the back ones. So right now, at least I know maybe the back are okay. But when did that front break? Did that front break maybe from that initial impact? Kind of almost thinking that that's what it might have been. Maybe it was a fracture. I didn't magnaflux this thing. Anybody know what magnafluxing is? There's like lost things, man, that just don't happen anymore. So, yeah, all right. See you guys in the next video.